pleasure to say we've been joined in studio by Maria Doyle Kennedy and her husband Kieran. Maria, good morning to you. Are you well?
Good morning. Yeah, Marty.
I know. First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's a pleasure to have you in. And I keep seeing the image of the new album just about the place. You have front windows of record stores, and there's a big promotion online. Tell us about the album. It's Sing.
It's called Sing, and it's the fifth album on our own label, Mermaid Records, and well, I think it's the best thing we've ever done, to be honest.
Am I right in saying this is another level of just, it seems like, promotion and build up to this? Certainly I was aware through yourself on the Twitter machine and other people talking about it that this was coming before it arrived. Is this another level of promotion?
Well, I guess Twitter is new for me. I'm sort of become addicted to that, so that's a new way of telling people about things. But I think just something seems to have happened with Sing. Like I said, it's our own label, so our greatest thing maybe has been making the records before and possibly not always telling people about them. That's been more difficult, and with this one something just kind of happened and people seem to be coming to us and asking us about it, as opposed to the kind of climbing the wall of having to tell people about it. It's got legs or something, and it's just sort of going beyond us. I mean, we're going to London tomorrow to do a big radio session over there, and I'm going to play with Martin Carty, he's a great hero of Kieran's, and it's just kind of, it's got legs or something. Sing.
Well, look, we have a lot to talk about, and we are going to talk about it, but tell us about the track you're going to start us off with. You're going to sing us a track from the album. Tell us about it.
We're going to sing Sing, which is the single at the moment, and also the name of the album. It's a song about not giving up, I suppose, but being brave and holding on. And we recorded it with a friend of ours, Damien Rice. Yeah, we're going to sing that.
Some friend. Maria Doyle Kennedy, accompanied by her husband Kieran. Take it away, Maria.
Sing to me, sing to me, sing of a Savior, sing when nothing is bolder and nothing is braver than to set out from shore, looking for harbor, than to set out not knowing how near or how far there. Sing for them, sing for them, sailing from nowhere. Somehow they still find the courage to go there, when everything learned is that love is a favor. Still they set out seeking a savior. Sing, sing, sing to me. Sing, 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 sing to me. Sing, sing. Sing with me, sing with me. Tell me your secret, knowing that I am the best one to keep it. We'll set out from shore, looking for harbor, and it doesn't matter how near or how far there. Sing, sing, sing to me. Sing, 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 sing to me. Sing, sing. Blood and skin and everything there within, peril and treasure and all that is living. Set out from shore now, looking for harbor, and we'll set out again now, see Seeking our Savior. Sing, sing. Sing to me. Sing, 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 sing. Sing to me. Sing, 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 sing. Sing to me. Sing, sing, sing.
Beautiful stuff,
Really
Maria.
is,
Thank you
yeah,
very
fantastic.
much. I'm struck by the fact that on radio, you know, at 9 o'clock in the morning, we invite people in and we say, "No, go ahead there, you know, give us an song," and it's not the easiest thing to do at 9:10 on a Monday. But you just seem to drift to another place there. You were gone.
I could probably sing at any time, to be honest. Do you want me to do some more singing? I find it much easier than talking at this time of the morning, actually. I'm always up early, well, when we're back to school anyway, obviously, because of the nippers. But I don't normally do much talking before midday. Really.
We are going to have another track, and Kieran's going to play us another song in just a bit. But we'll have a bit of talking out of you first.
All right, so...
So you mentioned the nippers. There are 4 of them, are there?
We have 4 children, yeah.
20,
so it's busy.
27 to 4, is that right?
That's exactly right, yeah.
So it's back to school day for some this week as well?
Yeah, they were all back last week actually, yeah. But very happy. The smallest fella just started school and I was crying. He was delighted with himself.
Cleared the house out.
But he did go on Friday morning then. I got him up and he was like, what do you mean I'm going again?
Oh, really?
He sort of thought it was a one only deal or something. Yeah.
How difficult is it to juggle everything? Because you've got your career as a musician, you've got your career as an actress, and obviously as a parent as well. Is it difficult to juggle, or does being your own boss, in a sense, mean it's easier to manage?
I think it's tricky, certainly. But I think it's the same kind of difficulty that faces all working parents. You know, everybody wonders who's going to mind their kids when they're working and how much time they'll have to be away from them and if they'll have some energy at the end of the day and how they'll, you know, keep it all afloat. I think it's the same for all working parents. I don't think it's different for me because of what I do. What I do think, though, is I never hear anybody ask men that question,
fair point. Okay.
male artists, ever.
Okay.
And I think nowadays I think men are involved in parenting as well, aren't
Kieran,
they?
Kieran, I want to go back to the album because I just want to ask you about, some of the names that are you're collaborating with on the album. I mean, you know, it's kind of like a who's who of the music business. John Prine, a lot of people will obviously recognise the name, country music legend. How did that come about?
John Prine, I mean, that was the kind of the maddest one in a way, but we just, I sent him the song, we wrote the song, and I thought of him, I heard him singing it, and he didn't know me, and I found a way to send it to him, but he recognised my name, and I think he had heard some of our music before, so he listened to it, at least, and then he rang me and said, hi Maria, it's John Prine.
And did you think it was somebody winding you up?
Well, I really just, I was in a supermarket at the time. You would hope you'd be somewhere more dramatic, but he said he'd come and sing it, and we went to record with him in Kinvara in his house, where he lives in Nashville, and so we wondered how we would do it, but he comes to Kinvara every so often, so he was coming over, so we threw our microphones in the back of the car and we went down and hung out with him. It was absolutely magical experience. He's a wonderful man.
And Damien Rice, the song Sing, he collaborates on that song,
he sings on that, yeah,
Okay.
and Paul Brady on Ola Luna. Yeah,
Pretty impressive stuff.
it's fantastic. I mean, they're Irish and they live here, and I know them, but also, you know, I knew that they would never just sing because, you know, I played on a festival with them once or something. So I just said, look, I have this idea, and I both of them as well said, well, just send the song. And so I sent them the song, and they loved them as well, and said, yeah, I can hear. I think I picked the right songs for the right people. I didn't want them because I just wanted them on the album. Like I could hear something particular that their voices could add to a particular song, and luckily they heard it as well when I sent them the song. So,
And I've been reading a lot. Obviously, we've been looking forward to meeting you, and we've been trying to get you in studio for a while now. But I've been reading a lot of the interviews around the album, and some of them it's kind of, or these are people saying it, not you. Maria Doyle Kennedy identifies herself as a singer first, an actress second, and it might be, or an actor second, it might be the other way around in people's minds. But what's the truth about that? I mean, do you have to pick between the two, or are you just simply both?
I mean, they're both part of me, certainly part of different ways of telling stories, but the difference about it is, for me, is like music is just a complete and constant and total part of my life. And I mean, even if I wasn't gigging or recording, I would be singing every day. I wouldn't spend a day without singing, learning new songs, or just singing to myself, or listening to other people's music for pleasure. But I don't, and when I'm not acting, I don't miss it or think about it. It's not part. And also, I mean, our songs are like, we write the songs, so there are our words and our music and our expressions of what we see in the world and how we feel. So that's obviously more personal thing as well.
How nerve-wracking is it putting a body of work out then? And I mean, there's some pretty fantastic peers, as you said, and you described as magical working with some of the people you worked with on this album. But how nerve-wracking is this time? Because I know you were gigging in Cork just the previous weekend. There's a big Vicar Street gig coming up at the end of the month.
The end of September, And
you're kind of being judged, I suppose.
Of course you are, and you have to be able for that. When you make a body work and put it out there, you're setting it up for judgment. People are going to review it, people are going to talk about it, people are going to like it or not. So of course you are, but you believe in it enough yourself to want to do it. And I think ultimately as well, you make music because you hear something in your head that you're trying to express, and you have to be confident enough of that to let it go, to put it out and set it up. And
we just have to make sure that
Kieran,
the album you make is the greatest album of all time. That's just the way it is.
Just as simple as that.
Another one.
Well, what about actually, the actual process of writing a song? I mean, do the two of you, do you sit down at 9 o'clock every day after breakfast, or do you do it at 3 o'clock in the morning? Or how does it work? Do you have to be very structured and very organised?
I wish we could be more. No, it's very difficult to do that, but Kieran is. And
I sit down at 9 in the morning and I work at 7, for 2 years making a record.
He's very focused. I drift in and out.
The opposite.
But as you know, the children do need the odd bit of dinner every so often and stuff like that. But I'm a little. I think it's probably because I don't play an instrument. I play a little bit of piano, but not terribly well. So I don't sort of sit down and start playing an instrument. It's more that I just think about things, and in my head songs start banging around. So it's more as I'm going about my life, and eventually they just get so loud that I have to then put some form on them. But I sort of percolate things for a while. It's a little bit of a different way we work, I suppose.
What about influences? I mean, you mentioned your passion for music, your love for music. What do you put on the CD player or whatever when you're just relaxing?
What I put on yesterday was there's this great festival on in Phibsborough at the moment, Fizz Fest. I don't know if you've been.
I live in Phibsborough, so I know it well.
This fantastic program, and I just heard about through Twitter actually. Heard about it, and I went to see Three Picano the other night. They were playing in the All Saints Church, and they kind of specialise in live music to silent films. So I thought they were incredible, and so I bought one of their CDs as I was leaving, and I listened to that yesterday. So that was interesting. But all kinds of stuff we listen to, don't we? Quite different music.
The last 2 years, Midlake, Fleet Foxes.
The Unthanks.
Can I ask you, you mentioned your own label a couple of times earlier on. Is that just Maria Doyle Kennedy releasing on that, or are you doing other stuff with the label as well?
So far it's just been for MDK Records, but we might do some other stuff. I don't know. Kieran shakes his head no.
It's about control, is it? You have complete control over the process. I presume that's the real attraction about having your own label.
I think there were two things, Jay. I think that I certainly you get to make the album you want to yourself. That's definitely true. But the other thing is nobody was going to give me a record deal 11 years ago when I started the label. So it was either do it or don't do it. But then the upside of it is getting to make your album. The downside of it is that there is massive amount of work. That's not the work that you enjoy. It's not the creative work. It's not gigging and it's not writing songs or recording them. It's all those, VAT returns and try and 100,000 emails that you have to try and do, and it's difficult.
But having done that, I presume you couldn't go then to the process of actually dealing with a record company and making the kind of record they want you to make rather than what you want to make, could you?
I don't think anybody would ask me to do that now at this stage, but if and we're lucky Warners are distributing it now, which is great, which is another one of the reasons I think it's getting a little bit further than us this time, and it's coming out in Britain as well and distributed by them, so that's really great. But if somebody wanted to give me a load of money and take away all the admin, I think I'd probably definitely consider that.
Okay.
It's 9:31 on News Talk Breakfast. Maria and Kieran are both going to stay with us. We're talking about the new album Sing, and I've just made this now really easy for you because I appreciate that it's a Monday morning, but they've very kindly given us some tickets to give away to one of the gigs coming up, the one I mentioned in Vicar Street in Dublin on September the 29th. So they're going to be singing lots of songs from the album Sing at that gig. So the question is, what is the name of Maria Doyle Kennedy's new album? I couldn't make it easier. To be in with your chance of winning, just send us a text basically with your name on it now to 53106. We're going to announce some winners, or actually the lads will get in touch with you because we have got 5 pairs of tickets to give away. So the lads back room will get in touch with you at the end of today's show. So simple enough, 53106. What is the name of Maria's new album? Maria and Kieran are both staying with us, and we'll take a quick pause. Just to let you know, look, we've oversubscribed many times. People got in there quickly for the Maria Doyle Kennedy tickets, so thank you very much to those who got in touch.
You can go and buy them, whoever didn't win them.
I was about to ask about that. Not only the Vicar Street gig, but first of all, the album. I mean, it's the usual routes. Go into your record shop, go onto iTunes.
In record shops and I guess supermarkets now as well. They sell it, and iTunes or wherever. Yeah.
How do you? I don't want to say do you make money on this, but Ireland's a small market, and you did mention a London gig coming up tomorrow, a radio session.
Yeah.
How important is that in terms of, as you said, growing legs?
Well, the thing is, I suppose for us, I mean, what I like to do best really is play live, and so we want to play wherever we can. We've started playing in festivals in Spain recently. We've got quite a lot of stuff going on in Switzerland. We just played there. We're going to the Czech Republic.
Wow.
So it's important for the album to get beyond here, I think, because we like to be able to travel it and bring it as far as we can. So
UK tour in November, UK Scotland in November, big Czech tour in October, America next year.
We're going to America next year.
Excellent.
We just got an agent there.
We
yeah,
just got a big US agent.
So plans are
exciting.
big.
Yeah,
plans are
yeah.
fun. And are you working in acting with this, or is this just consuming all of your time? I mean, have you got acting gigs coming up? Because that's sporadic anyway, isn't it?
Yes, of course, it's really sporadic, and I just really we wanted to just give Sing a really good shout. So we're trying to just do that at the moment. Just been sing and more singing for the last while, and for another while, yeah.
Well, keep
all these
them
gigs.
keen anyway. They'll come back, the actors.
but yeah, you seem to be.
I love your confidence. It's great.
You seem to be inundated with acting work. I mean,
I'm not. It seems like that, but I'm not, honestly. I mean, I think sometimes if you watch something on the telly and it's been going on every week for 3 months, you think possibly I was doing all that, but actually my work was only maybe 3 days in it.
Okay.
You know, it's a different perception than the reality of it, actually. And sometimes I go for things and I don't get them, or I get asked to do things and I don't want to do them.
No.
Pet.
Would you still audition for some roles, yeah?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I don't have to, obviously.
Some people call you up and say.
It just depends.
Because you've been in so much, and I'm aware of the kind of Victor Meldrew, symptoms, where if I go to you, it'd be a great idea to go up to him and say, I don't believe it. You know, and the commitments is what I'm talking about. And people know you a lot from there. But I'm afraid you'll
don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're going to hit me on the head by saying, "Oh, will you get back together?" Because you're asked that question all the time.
I just don't actually talk about it anymore. It's too long ago to remember. But actually, what people recognise me from most is Father Ted.
Oh, really?
And I was only in one episode of Father Ted.
Were you Owen McGlove's manager?
Exactly. I was Owen McGlove's manager.
Yeah, you're no nonsense.
I think it's such an iconic series, Father Ted, and it's repeated so much that's actually what people say.
Not Downton Abbey even?
No, it's nearly always Ted. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's funny, yeah.
And do you, because I
think I've one of those faces though that they see me sort of on the bus or something and they go, "Is that no? Couldn't be her."
I suspect to know exactly who you are. Loads of texts coming in. What a beautiful voice Maria Doyle Kennedy has. That's from Caroline Donaghy in Dublin 13. Ali Curran says, "I love Maria and Kieran. A gorgeous start to a Monday morning news talk." And another text. I went to school with Maria. She was always singing there too. She still sounds the same. Emma says, "What a beautiful way to start a Monday. Thank you. Can I say one more thing to Maria? Maria. I think I live near them. I've seen a hope sign in the window and had a real challenging time recently. It helped me greatly. Life's much better now, but I always think of that hope sign. So if it is your house, I just want to say thanks.
Great.
Maria and
It is our
Kieran,
house, yeah.
just to wrap up, we're going to do the business end of things. So 29th of September is Vicar Street.
Yeah.
Tickets are on ticketmaster.ie.
Yeah.
The album is all over the place, as we've already discussed. Any more gigs coming up? Because some people may have missed you in
We're
Cork
playing
this
in
weekend.
Cork in the Triskel, Christchurch Triskel on October the 12th. And if you check my website, it's just my name, mariadoylekennedy.com, and all gigs and everything that's going on is always on that. So that's always the quickest place. Or you can follow me on Twitter, but I do rant occasionally,
Yeah.
and I
She's a big tweeter.
I'm a bit of a swearer as well. Things drive me mad sometimes, but
Right.
you know.
Oh, well, there we go. You can see the other side as well. Maria Doyle Kennedy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Kieran
It's been
as
lovely.
well.
Thank you very much.
The guys are going to play us out, but as you said, mariadoylekennedy.com if you want to know more about this. But what's the song you're going to play us
We're
out on?
going to finish off with the song Yes We Will, which is the one we recorded with John Prine, and it's a song about staying in love. I think there's millions of songs about falling in love. There's hardly any songs about staying in love.
Ah, that's nice. Take it away.
Once long ago, when we were even more clueless, you understood what I said. Everybody else there was rolling their eyes skywards. You just nodded your head. And where we go, now we're here, on to the next thing. Will we take just one more hill? Will we go, now we're here, onwards and over. Will we take it? Oh yes we will. Oh yes we will. Oh yes we will. Now that we're older and ever more tightly wound, your love still holds a thread. And as we go closer to something more higher bound, I will see your face by my bed. Where we go, now we're here, on to the next thing. Will we take just one more hill? Will we go, now we're here, onwards and over. Will we take it? Oh yes we will. Oh yes we will. Oh yes we will. I am wearing the rule is spoken. I will fit you in. I will make it easier. I will make it easier. I'll make it easier. I can help you see. And where we go, now we're here, on to the next thing. Will we take just one more hill? Or will we go